Welcome to Bullseye Movies Recaps. For months, fans of the Big Bang Theory universe have been waiting for a clear signal about where the franchise was heading next. After the emotional conclusion of Young Sheldon, questions lingered about whether CBS would continue exploring the lives of the Cooper family, particularly Georgie, whose future was already partially mapped out in the Big Bang Theory canon. That uncertainty has now finally been put to rest. CBS has officially confirmed that Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage will return for a third season, ending the speculation and reaffirming the network's confidence in its latest hit sitcom. This announcement doesn't just mark another routine renewal. It represents a significant moment for the franchise as a whole, one that highlights how successfully CBS and executive producer Chuck Lorre have managed to transition from a globally beloved flagship series into a more intimate, character-driven continuation. With Sheldon Cooper now off in California pursuing his academic future, the spotlight has firmly shifted back to Texas, where Georgie and Mandy's unexpected partnership has become the emotional and narrative heart of the story. When Young Sheldon came to an end, many viewers assumed the franchise might conclude with it. After all, the series had been carefully designed to lead directly into the version of Sheldon audiences met on the Big Bang Theory. Once that destination was reached, continuing the story could have felt unnecessary, or even risky. Instead, Chuck Lorre and his creative team made a bold choice. Rather than following Sheldon into his next chapter at Caltech, they turned their attention to the parts of the Cooper family that had always existed slightly in the background. Georgie, in particular, emerged as a compelling candidate for further exploration. His adult self in the Big Bang Theory hinted at a complicated, sometimes painful past filled with business ventures, failed marriages, and hard-earned success. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage became the vehicle to explore how that future began to take shape. Rather than functioning as a straightforward sequel to Young Sheldon, the new series carved out its own identity. It positioned Georgie and Mandy, two people thrown together by circumstance, secrets, and an unplanned pregnancy, as the emotional core of the franchise. Their relationship, messy and imperfect from the start, offered fertile ground for storytelling that felt more grounded and mature than what came before. Although the focus has shifted, the tonal DNA of Young Sheldon remains deeply embedded in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. The show continues the family dramedy style that defined the later seasons of its predecessor, blending humor with emotional complexity in a way that feels natural rather than forced. The biggest structural change is the emergence of the McAllisters as the primary household. In many ways, they now occupy the role once held by the Coopers. Yet the show never fully abandons its roots. Familiar faces still move fluidly through the narrative. Mary, Missy, Meemaw, and even Dale regularly appear, grounding the series firmly within the larger Big Bang Theory universe. This careful balance has paid off. Audiences have embraced the show, and rating success has followed. That strong reception made the Season 3 renewal feel almost inevitable, but inevitability doesn't lessen its importance. If anything, the early confirmation sends a clear message. CBS sees Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage not as a temporary bridge, but as a long-term cornerstone of the franchise. So far, Georgie and Mandy's marriage has been portrayed as relatively stable, especially considering how chaotic its beginnings were. They've found moments of genuine affection, shared responsibility, and even happiness as they navigate young parenthood together. However, stability does not equal perfection, and the cracks have always been visible just beneath the surface. One unresolved tension comes in the form of Scott, Mandy's ex-boyfriend who also happens to be her current boss. His presence hasn't disappeared from the narrative, and the potential for him to reassert himself as a complication remains very much alive. Even when he's not physically on screen, his existence represents a lingering threat, both professionally and emotionally, to Mandy's sense of independence and to Georgie's confidence in their relationship. Meanwhile, Georgie's own pressures continue to mount. His partnership with Ruben at the autoshop has been anything but smooth. Financial uncertainty, conflicting ambitions, and Georgie's tendency to take on too much responsibility have all contributed to his growing stress. While the show maintains a light, comedic tone, these challenges mirror the kind of real-world pressures that slowly erode relationships over time. One of the defining strengths of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage is its refusal to treat conflict as disposable. Jokes land, misunderstandings are funny, but consequences linger. Much like Young Sheldon before it, the series allows its humor to coexist with emotional weight. As the show progresses, that balance appears to be shifting slightly. This gradual tonal evolution suggests that Season May 3 lean even further into the more serious aspects of Georgie and Mandy's story, particularly as it begins laying more intentional groundwork for their eventual separation. The early renewal has practical implications beyond fan excitement. Knowing that Season 3 is guaranteed gives Chuck Lorre and his writing team something invaluable: time. Instead of racing to wrap up storylines or hedge against cancellation, the writers can approach the remainder of Season 2 and the upcoming finale with confidence. Loose threads don't need to be hastily tied. Emotional arcs can unfold at a natural pace. The characters can make mistakes that won't be immediately corrected. This breathing room is especially important for a show that thrives on character-driven storytelling rather than high-concept plot twists. Looking ahead to the 2026 to 2027 television season, the creative team now has the freedom to structure long-term arcs, planting seeds that may not fully bloom until several episodes, or even seasons, later. That kind of patience is rare in modern television, and it's a testament to the trust CBS has placed in the series. Ultimately, the confirmation of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 3 underscores something important about the Big Bang Theory franchise. It knows how to evolve without losing its identity. What began as a broad, joke-driven sitcom has transformed into a multi-generational storytelling universe capable of handling grief, ambition, love, and failure with surprising nuance. By committing to another season, CBS has signaled that Georgie and Mandy's story is far from finished. Their marriage may be destined to fail, but the journey toward that outcome remains rich with possibility. Season 3 promises more time, more depth, and more emotional honesty, qualities that have already proven essential to the show's success. For fans, the renewal isn't just reassurance. It's an invitation to keep watching closely, to notice the small moments, the subtle shifts, and the quiet choices that will eventually define Georgie and Mandy's future. The end may be written, but the path toward it is still unfolding, and CBS is clearly prepared to let that story take its time. Don't forget to like, share, and comment our channel for more recaps.